What's up, Javasuckers? My name is Game Over, and welcome to yet another, anime character loving thing. And yet again, I have watched another insanely awesome anime. I've actually watched it like 6 times now. I've only just gotten it today. But once again, we're all gonna battle it out to see who is the greatest anime character in anime history. And in this one, because it got, well, taken off of YouTube, and also I've watched the movie finally, we are going to redo Sword Art Online! We're doing Sword Art Online again. This video is not going to be as awesome as the other one because, frankly, to tell the truth, not shitting all over YouTube, but I didn't really care about the rules. I wanted to make that video as awesome as possible, just for the viewers who did see it, mainly because I love this anime so much. This is literally my favorite anime, and some of you guys may say that I'm not really a complete anime person because I said it's my favorite anime, but now I've seen the movie, which is awesome. The movie's awesome. It had everybody in it, but I'll get to that later. And before I actually start the video, you guys may have noticed that my Call of Duty sign is not there anymore. And that got replaced by some small thing that you cannot see. I'm going to show you guys what it is. This was my project I was working on for a while. And I'm actually saying out of competition. From here and my next anime competition thing, you guys actually have to guess who these characters are. I'm pretty sure that up there gives it away, but you guys have to tell me who each and every one of these characters are. And I'm sorry, but there's no prize for whoever does get it right. But yeah, I was working on this. I drew this. I have a whole entire sketchbook, but I'm not going to show you guys it because I'm evil. I suck at drawing so much. But anyway, it's finally time for the SAO battle to see who's the top battling of whatever, I tried to say something cool, shut up. Okay, so, we are going to list my top 5 favorite SAO characters of all time. And I have the whole entire credit list because everybody was in ordinal scale, I have the whole entire credits to list off all of the characters. This is going to be perfect. Because now I can't, because then if I can't remember the guy's name, it's there! Okay, so, coming in at my number 5, I'm gonna have to choose Klein. If you guys want to know who voices Klein, it's Hirokai Hirata. That's my best way of saying his name, sorry if I'm offending you. But yeah, the reason why Klein is coming in at my number 5, it's because he is funny! He is so goddamn funny! Like, literally, if you guys just want to laugh your heads off, all you need to do is just look up a compilation of everything that Klein says, and you'll laugh at everything. He is such a good character. He is a salamander in ALO. He is just a normal warrior class in SAO. And he's awesome in AR. Which, if you guys do not know what AR is, they have a new device called the Odma, which is evil, but it's awesome. But still, Klein's weapon of choice is a samurai sword, mostly because he's into samurais and all of that. Samurai swords aren't really my thing, though, kind of a little bit too light. I don't like heavy swords like Kirito. I kind of like swords that are in between heavy and light, so that I can still attack fast, but it still deals as much damage. So yeah, that's me completely. But yeah, Klein is an amazing character. Not to mention, I absolutely love the designs of each and every time that he goes into a different game. Because Klein goes in between different games. He's been to GGO, he's been in ALO, and he's also been in SAO. And each and every time that he changes, he kind of gets a little bit more cooler. Because when we see Klein in ALO, he has like this massive cape thing like Kirito has, but it's red. And it's awesome. So yeah, I like how the character keeps on evolving every single time. So yeah, Klein is coming in at my number 5. Now it's time for my number 4. Number 4, it has to be Lifa / Suguha, also known as Sugu. Now, time to drop the bass. No, not dropping the bass, but I am dropping the hard truth. I am sick to death. I've seen this all over YouTube, and I've been raging so much. Like, literally, all of the steam has blown out of my ears. I ignored it for a little while, and then I started raging about it all over again. Mostly because I'm so annoyed that people keep saying this. For the last time, I do not care who tells me this. I don't care how much you explain it. Sugu and Kirito are not brother and sister. They are cousins. End of. Kirito was just adopted by Sugu's mother. That doesn't make them brother and sister. It doesn't even make them stepsister and stepbrother. It's just cousins. That's it. I don't want any more of this. It's so annoying, and I don't know why. Just this one little comment gets me so annoyed. The reason why I'm choosing Sugu is not just because she's Kirito's cousin, but she is actually a really cool character, and she gets embarrassed so easily. She's also Night Tomb's old waifu. Heard it here first. You heard it here first, folks. But yeah, I like the way on how she goes from how she looks in real life to how she looks in ALO, because it's complete different look on her personality. I mean, she does Kyudo and, you know, the sword thingy. She does that a lot in real life, so that's kind of entwined, but she's more of an embarrassed, shy person, and more not liking VR in real life. Then when you place her in ALO, she's all of a sudden this amazing, awesome, badass character who just kills everybody and knows all the spells off her heart, which is actually really impressive considering that some of the spells have 20 words that are just made up words. Which is amazing. But yeah, that's why Sugu's coming in at my number 4. Okay, so now it goes on to my number 3. Number 3, it has to be... I'm having a hard time choosing between Silica and Lisbeth. I think I'm gonna have to go Silica. Silica, aka Kiyoko Ayano. I know how to say her last name because I've heard the name Ayano before. But Kyoka, that's her real life name, and Silica is her in video game name. Now, Silica is insanely young. She is, what's the term that they use on the internet? Lollies? I think that's what they call them. But she's like she's one of the lollies now, because the whole entire Sword Online turned into this fan service sex thing. She is like, I don't know, like 13, maybe 14 years old. I don't know. But yeah, she walks around with this little bird that she calls, No, I forgot the name! Oh my god, that's the first time that I forgot anything about SAO. I forgot the bird's name. PETA? Yeah, PETA. I think it's PETA. But yeah, she flies around with this bird, PETA's name. Thank God I remembered. The reason why I like Silica is that she is funny as well. It's not just Klein that's funny. Silica's actually funny, but not in the way that you're thinking of. She doesn't say things that are funny. She does things that are absolutely hilarious. And she's absolutely kawaii as all hell. Not in the way that I want her to be my waifu, because I do not play that game. But yes, she is completely kawaii, especially in this movie when in the middle of the shopping center she's singing one of Yuna's songs, and then she gets embarrassed and runs off. that was cute. And I have to admit, the person who does... Actually, who does do Silica's voice? Rina Hidaka. Rina Hidaka, if you are watching this, you have an amazing voice. Or, like, was that even you singing? I don't know. I should probably, like, check the ending of the credits to see all the songs and see who sung them. But yeah, I love the music in this, too. Very good job. But yeah, Silica's not only just funny, she's also kawaii, and also I really like her weapon of choice. Even though her class isn't a thief, her weapon of choice is a knife, which usually when you see classes, thieves kind of have that class because they like to attack fast and do things fast. But she's not a thief. She's actually she's a animal tamer? Beast tamer, I think they're called in the actual anime. But yeah, they're beast tamers. So, yeah, Silica is absolutely awesome. I absolutely love her. Not to mention, in ALO, she turns into a Neko. I remember a meme that I saw about SAO Silica. Oh my god, no. Why did I remember that? Why is that thing that's stuck in my memory? Awesome. That's why she's at my number 3. Okay, time for my number 2. Not the shitty kind. Just number 2 on the list. Now, number 2 on the list is a character that only appeared in this movie. And I don't know why I like her. I really don't. I think I just like her music in the anime. And that is Yuna! Yuna is a AI. She used to be human, but she's an AI. Based off of a human form that died in SAO. Yeah, I know, pretty confusing. But, yeah, Yuna is an AI that's, she's actually one of a... Now, if you guys know what Vocaloids are, she's a Vocaloid. Because she was built to be like that. Because her old human form wanted nothing more than to sing in a massive crowd. So she got turned into an AI by her father, who also made the Adma. I'm not going to spoil anything when I tell you the whole entire story of SAO. I'll try not to, but it's going to be hard to move things around without hinting and spoiling some of the mystery, because that's what was good about SAO Season 1. The whole entire mystery, because they knew that Akahibu Kaiba was somewhere in the game, but they didn't know who he was. And that's what they were all trying to find out. I love that mystery about it, but I already knew who Akahibu Kaiba was before Kirito actually fought him. I already knew that way before, mainly because the anime hinted it a whole bunch. The reason why I chose Yuna to be as my number 2 is because I like the way on how the maker of the movie actually took Yuna from when she sang in front of everybody, and then the Yuna that helped Kirito solve every single mystery. So I loved how Ghost Yuna became singing Yuna, and then it just went back and forth. But yeah, Yuna, I absolutely love her songs, literally. I loved listening to it during battle, because when they were fighting the SAO bosses and Yuna would appear and start singing, it actually fit the scenario, and it's not really that bad singing. So that is why Yuna is coming in at my number 2. Now, it's finally... No, actually, wait a minute. I'm skipping ahead of myself. It's time for the recall. So, at number 5, it's Klein, also known as Hirioka. At number 4, it is Lifa, aka Sugu. At number 3, it is Silica, aka Kiaiko. At number 2, it's Yuna. I do not know her last name. And finally, to bring off the massive conclusion of this massive brawl to see who is the best anime character in this anime, I'm actually stuck. I cannot choose between 2 characters. So, these guys are going to have to share the trophy. I'm sure they'll be fine with that. The 2 characters that are at the top of my podium is still Sinon and Kirito. I can't choose between them. I love Sinon and I love Kirito. I'm just going to put them both on the podium. Absolutely love them. Sinon because she's a sniper and I love snipers. and also because I love her personality and her uniform. It makes her look like a absolute badass army person. And then there's Kirito, an awesome swordsman, who I love swordsmen. I love sword skills and all that. Not to mention, he's the only character in SAO with the dual wield skilled, and the dual wield skilled is awesome! Mainly because he just keeps slicing and dicing and it goes faster than light, even with heavy swords. Guess what? I'm back. Not only has magic appeared and it's not dark anymore, but also I changed my clothes. I got a good night's rest, just so then I can have my brain rolling, because now I have to explain the whole entire SAO story, which is going to be a mouthful, because I have to explain Season 1, 2, and also the movie. This is going to take a long time, so you guys better get your seats ready, get yourself a hot coffee, or Milo, or whatever you want, and get popcorn and get ready to listen to the whole entire story, because it's story time with Game Over. Okay, so first of all, we are going on to Season 1 of SAO, which is about Kirito and his friends that he meets along the way, battling their way through a video game that they got trapped in. And the only way to get out of the game is to defeat the final boss in the game by completing the game. Ugh. Which means he has to, they all have to survive, because if a person dies in the game, they die in real life. And also, they have to go through all 100 bosses. Now imagine the most longest game of all time, that's SAO. So, eventually, he finds the creator of the game. The creator's name is Akihiko Kaiba, but I'm not going to tell you who he is in the game, because that would be taking away the mystery, which I love the mystery. So yeah, then Akihiko Kaiba and Kirito battle each other, and this season is over, right? Wrong, because then there's the second part of Season 1, where he got out of the game, but his GF that he met in the game, Asuna, didn't wake up from the VR. She's not awake. She's still in the hospital, and she's still unconscious, because the creator of a different game, Alpha Online, plucked her from SAO and chucked her in a bird cage in Alpha Online. So Kirito has to go inside ALO, Alpha Online, and free Asuna. But he also meets his sister in the game, because after he got trapped in SAO, she started getting into VR games as well. And then she fell in love with a game called Alpha Online, became a fairy, which she's a sylph fairy. And then, yeah, she's incredibly awesome, and she's incredibly strong and all that. Lifa, also known as Sugu, wait a minute, I literally just made the mistake that I get angry about. Not sister, cousins. So meets his sister, so meets his sister, so meets his sister, so meets his sister. So then they save Asuna from the birdcage. She goes into real life, and then everything's all hunky-dory, and that season's over. Then it moves on to Season 2 of SAO, where Kirito is called by the FBI or VR department or VR police or whatever they are, and is told that someone has found a way to kill people in a video game yet again, but it has nothing to do with what Akihiko Kaiba's designs were. Somehow, someone's managing to shoot with a specific gun in a game called Gun Game Online, and then that dude would die in real life. So, the FBI or whatever had to send Kirito into that game to figure out how this is happening and to stop that guy from doing it. Along the way, he meets a girl by the name of Sinon. I cannot remember her real name. God damn it. One of my favorite, Kirito and Sinon are my two favorite characters in SAO, and yet I don't even know what Sinon's real name is. God damn it. But yeah, she's a sniper, she has awesome army clothes, and she is incredibly awesome at the game. Like, insanely awesome. But, she is suffering from her own quirks as well. The only reason why Sinon is actually in the game, in Gun Game Online, it's going to take a bit of explaining for you to understand why. So I'm actually just going to explain this in the best way I know how to. So Sinon, when she was very young, with her mom, she went to a post office to do whatever, and a dude walked into the post office with a gun and a sack and said, "Give me all your money." And then he started threatening people. Sinon actually bit the dude's hand. The gun fell to the floor. She grabbed the gun and shot him 3 times, which was insanely awesome. But she ended up killing him. And then she screamed her head off, and now she suffers from a little thing that I like to call, "I shot 3 times that dude, he's now dead, and now whenever I pick up a gun, I scream my head off and throw up." Yeah, I need to explain it more, don't I? Okay, so she's kind of scared of picking up a gun now, because whenever she picks up a gun, she sees the dude's face right before he died, and then she throws up. After she screams her head off. So that's why she's in the game. She thinks that by being the best player in Gun Gale Online, because Gun Gale Online is the only time that she can pick up a gun without screaming, she thinks that if she becomes the best in that game, if she becomes the best player in that game, her fear and all the throwing up about picking up a gun will just vanish and go away. But that's not the case. She has to do it herself. She meets Kirito along the way, a guy who in the game is a swordsman instead of a gun person. Very well done, Kirito. You're setting a great example. But yeah, they meet up, then they join together to defeat Death Gun, and then everything's hunky dory, right? Wrong, because then comes the second part of Season 2, which I did not, apart from Gun Gale Online, the rest of it I didn't much like about Season 2 of SAO. Gun Gale Online was absolutely perfect. I absolutely loved it. It was the perfect sort of mystery that drew me into SAO Season 1. Not to mention adding in a new character and placing it all about guns, which is absolutely awesome, and keeping Kirito's dual-wielding skill with one gun and one sword. Then, all of a sudden, second part of Season 2 came in, where Kirito and all of his friends in Alpha Online went on a quest to go and find Caliber. Going on a massive quest, destroyed the ice person, and ended up getting Caliber for Kirito, because dual-wielding Caliber and all that. The thing that, tore it away was during the quest, it said that no matter what you do, if you complete the quest or if you do not complete the quest, the whole entire game crashes and it will not be able to be repaired. Now, that kind of... I didn't really understand what the point of that was, because the story had nothing to do with saving the game. They weren't trying... they were still trying to complete the quest. They weren't trying to figure out different ways on how they can still complete the quest and not have the game crash and destroyed. For some weird reason, they just kept playing it. And at the end of it, the third part of Season 2 came and the game wasn't destroyed. What? Then comes the third part, which made even less sense on why that needed to be a thing, because the third part of SAO is where a new girl, yes, another new girl, by the name of Yuki, is fighting people to see who can join her guild and help her defeat a boss with only one guild. Now that is basically impossible, because bosses are usually fought with multiple guilds, but if one guild, and only one guild, at a time, destroys the boss, then that guild, all the players' names get put on this massive board to remember them forever, and that's why she's battling people to see who can join her guild, and destroy the boss. Mostly because she is one of the best players in SAO. In fact, ALO and SAO, because both of the games were joined together after Kirito saved Asuna. But yeah, Shiore versus Kirito, he lost, which doesn't make it... Well, I'm fine with him losing the first time, because he was going to win the second time he versed her, but the timer ran out, so she still won. But I'm still counting Kirito as the better player, because Kirito's awesome, and he would have won if the timer didn't run out. If there was no timer, he would have won. But yeah, she is one of the best players in the game. She beat Kirito, and then Asuna versed her, and she came close to defeating her, but didn't defeat her. But because the duel was stopped, because Yuki thought Asuna would be perfect for it, and said that she couldn't accept Kirito because he was close to figuring out the truth. I'm not going to tell you what the truth is. I'm just going to let you guys know that Yuki dies at the end. I do not understand why it had to be a story. Like, great. She's on a board in a video game forever now. What's the point? What was the point of that story if you're not even going to keep the character going for the rest of the SAO adventure? Okay, so that is all that I'm going to say about SAO Season 2. The only thing that I'm going to say about now is that, yeah, Season 2 was absolutely awesome. The first beginning of it, amazing. I don't really get the rest of it, though. But whatever, it's time to go on to his grand accomplishment, the SAO thing that I absolutely love the most. I almost like it as much as Season 1. Season 1 is still holds a special place in my heart. But this was awesome. It was amazing. Sword Online, the movie, Ordinal Scale. This movie was absolutely amazing. Oscar ahead of its time, amazing. Well done. Director, I almost forgot the name. Don't worry about it. It had everybody in it. Klein, Agiel, Silica, Kirito, and even all the people in Gun Game Online, like the person who Sinon was working with to jump that crew who was defeating a boss. Sinon's old PvP people, they were in it, and even all of the fairy leaders, they were in it as well, which I absolutely love. It was an absolutely amazing movie. Like I said, it had everyone in it. They even brought back Yuki, which doesn't make any sense because Yuki's dead. Actually, kind of did make sense because they brought her back in like a spirit form. Okay, so the story in Ordinal Scale is that now VR is old school now. This is like way in the future when VR is way old school and no one and barely anybody cares about it anymore. Now it's all about AR, real life video gaming, with a little thing called the Odma, which you stick on your ear, and then it messes with your brain to make everything look digital. So it's like someone turns your eye into a digital iPad. So you'll like see on the top left corner of your eye the weather or calendar or anything like that. So yeah, and basically everyone has one now. And what I like most about the Odma is that you can literally go to a cafe, play a video game at the cafe, and then if you beat the game, you get free stuff. What's the point in paying for stuff? That's awesome. I absolutely love the idea of SAO Ordinal Scale completely. The story was mind-blowing. But yeah, along with the Odma, because in the timeline that the movie was set, the Odma was only just made, so only one game was brought out on it, which is, I think it's just called Ordinal Scale. I can't think of the actual name of the video game, but basically someone says Ordinal Scale activate, it messes completely with your brain, and your eyes think that they're looking at a massive Dungeons and Dragons sort of thing. But the Odma also has another function which they figure out later in the anime, which I'm actually just going to spoil it because that's not really much of a mystery. The Odma also has a function that takes away someone's memories, which was absolutely awesome. I absolutely love that function, mainly because that actually gives a reason why Kirito should be fighting. But anyway, first Klein loses his memories of SAO as soon as SAO bosses start to get implemented into the game, Ordinal Scale, which then Kirito figures out that the game developers are deliberately doing this, and for some weird reason, the AI's singer, Yuna, is appearing at these SAO boss fights. Now, she's not supposed to be, because she's only supposed to appear at the concert and sometimes here and there around the everyday landscape, but she keeps appearing at these boss fights, which everybody's finding completely weird. And then Asuna loses her memory when she finally gets destroyed in the game from protecting Silica. She loses her memory, they go to the doctor, they realize that she lost her memory. She bawls her eyes out because she cannot remember anything about Kirito and Asuda's time in SAO. And then Kirito goes on a massive quest, destroying everything and being an incredibly awesome, badass person to try and get Asuna's memory back. He versus a guy called Gigi, I think that's how you say his name, because he's actually the main reason why people keep losing their memories. After he beats Gigi, Gigi reveals that the whole entire stadium at Yuna's concert actually is a thing to put a whole bunch of SAO bosses in one place because all the SAO people are there, all the SAO survivors. So all the SAO bosses will be placed in there. They'll all get really scared and remember their time in SAO, and then all their memories will be taken away to form Yuna back into her real-life self. Sort of. She'll be reformed as an AI. So, Kirito, this is the part that I absolutely like, has to go back into SAO with all of his friends and beat Floor 100 boss to stop everything that's happening. And when he does, he gets a massive sword that with one slash, everything dies, which is absolutely awesome. The only thing that I found insanely confusing is that if you remember, all the people who have seen the anime, Akahibu Kaiba in Season 1 said that he was the final boss that you have to be in the game to leave the game. But then, when Kirito goes and versus the 100th boss, for some weird reason, it's this massive tree lady, which I found insanely confusing. I was expecting like an AI version of Akahibu Kaiba to appear. So, yeah, it kind of confused me a little bit, but I just ignored it because it was absolutely amazingly awesome. Anyway, so that's the story. That's the whole entire SAO story. But SAO is not over yet, because at the end of the movie, it showed a little sneak prequel of someone taking the dude who made the Odma out of jail to do something else that sounds a little sinister. So, hopefully another SAO movie or another SAO season will be coming out soon. Either way, it will be absolutely awesome. But so far, this is the end of the journey for SAO at the moment. So, I hope that you guys really liked this episode because I actually had a lot of fun and I really enjoyed saying my thoughts and explaining the whole SAO story and saying all my favorite characters of SAO. It was all insanely fun to me, and I hope that you guys enjoyed listening to me ramble on about complete nonsense. If you guys want to, please leave your thoughts about the anime, and also please leave your top 5 favorite anime characters from this anime in the comments below, because you have to know I will be reading them. I absolutely love listening to your ideas about anime and all that. And I also love listening to, like, who your characters are. Like, what's your favorite characters? I enjoy listening to them. I enjoy reading your comments. You guys leave the nicest comments in my description. Thank you all. But yeah, hopefully you guys really did enjoy watching. If you did like it, please hit that like button. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button to see more awesome, amazing videos that are just like this one right here. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I please hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao.